What is a lot of money? Welcome to day 200 until I am a YouTube millionaire. See what I did there? So I bring this up because a lot of us, especially the younger generations, younger people out there, need to really readjust what they consider to be a lot of money. But then again, this is something that everybody could use some help with. So, let me put it to you this way. If the amount of money that you have in your possession is enough money, or is a small enough amount that you could spend it on maybe 2 purchases in a month, and or if it's roughly equivalent to what an average person can make in a month, which is about $5,000 United States, then it's not that much money. So, $1,000, not that much money. $10,000, not that much money. $100,000, you're starting to get somewhere with that. That can be a down payment for a nice house. $1 million, okay, that's a decent amount. Might be able to buy you a ticket to go to space on Starship when it gets fully geared up and good to go. $10 million, you can start buying companies, like big companies or mid-sized companies. 100 million, you're now a millionaire. You're in the top 0.001% of the world, even higher than that, in fact. $1 billion, etc. Okay? So this is money that you actually have in your possession. And you also have to keep in mind that those people out there, 99% of them that are considered millionaires and billionaires, do not have that money actually sitting in their bank account. In fact, it's usually the case that they have only like 5% of that in their bank account at the very most. So, let's use Elon Musk as an example here. Elon Musk is worth about $400 billion. Do you really think he has $400 billion just sitting in a bank account somewhere, and he can take it out at any point and spend it on stuff? No. He has assets. He owns X, which is worth probably about $50 billion right now, if not more. I would actually say it's probably more like $100 billion now, since he's fixed it up and made it a lot better than it was before. He owns SpaceX, multi-billion-dollar company. Boring company, obviously Tesla. Tesla's humongous, one of the biggest companies in the world. Excuse me. All that stuff. Generally speaking, the way it's like a rule of thumb, you determine somebody's net worth is you take their yearly income, the net income that they actually get to themselves, and you divide it by 6%. So let's say that somebody makes $100,000 per year. You divide that by 6%, and that means $6 million. I believe that's right. Let me actually check here. I'm going to pull up a calculator really quick, because public math is difficult for anybody. So let's see. 100,000 divided by 0.06. Okay, so it's actually a net worth of $1.66 million. Forgive me, I didn't mean to get that so wildly incorrect, but, there it is. So it is seldom the case that somebody has anywhere near the amount of money that is their net worth in a bank account. So if you want to have $1 million in your bank account, which is not impossible, don't get me wrong, then you would need to make something like 30 times that amount. 25, or have that much in net worth. So let's do another calculation. 1 million divided by 0.06. You would need to have a net worth, if you were to make $1 million in a year, of $16.7 million. And yeah, you could probably, because 6 to 12 months is about what you are told to have in your accounts for an emergency fund. That's the rule of thumb. So having $1 million in your bank account with $16.7 million net worth sounds about appropriate. But this is especially important with the younger generations that are just starting to come into a lot of money right now. Especially those people that hit the YouTube jackpot. And I mention this all the time. I gotta mention it again, because this is why we see so many YouTube channels that just retire and basically give up the ghost and stop trying after a certain point, because they really don't know what to do with the money. They're scared and confused, especially when it's somebody who's in their early 20s who suddenly comes into millions of dollars. That's not that much money. It's significant, but it's not that much. $5,000 in your bank account is nothing. Nothing. Especially when it is wise to have between 6 to 12 months saved up for an emergency fund. That's 6 to 12 months of your expenses. All right? So I own a very small real estate business. And it's not even a business, it's stuff that's in my own name. All right? It's individual stuff. And I need to have about $120,000 to $200,000 in emergency funds in order to be safe. Okay? So keep that in mind. Something to that effect. All right? So starting a YouTube channel that's like at 50,000 subscribers all of a sudden, you can expect that you're making about $5,000 a month off of that, reasonably. That's a pretty good living. Combine that with your daily work. Let's say you're, a manager at a store or something, and you make another $5,000 a month. That's $10,000 a month total, $120,000 a year. It sounds like a lot, and it is a lot for a 25-year-old, but ultimately, it is not that much. I'm having to put $200,000 down into a property right now in order to be able to make it so that the mortgage payment is reasonable and payable by the people that are going to move into it. It's going to be a $4,000 mortgage payment per month, even with that gigantic down payment I'm putting into it. So $10,000 a month is not much, but it is enough to truly sink your teeth into compound interest and take advantage of that interest. Make your money make money for you. So if you can survive off of $2,000 a month, which it sounds tight, but a single individual can probably do that in most places in the United States, with the notable exceptions of New York, California, and a few others, right? But in most places in the United States, you can do that. You can live off of $2,000 a month as a single individual. That means that you have that other $8,000 that's just sitting there. It's not money that's there for you to just spend on whatever the hell you want. I mean, technically it is because it's your money, you earned it, but it's not wise to just waste it, okay? Instead, maybe take an extra $1,000 or $2,000 of that to go and enjoy the finer things in life, and the rest of it you're throwing into a high-yield savings account or an investment portfolio, or you're saving up a giant chunk of money for a down payment for a property, because that's not that much money, okay? The average family, or the average individual in the United States, makes about $60,000 a year, $5,000 a month. That's just the average, all right? And most people, I'm not exaggerating when I say this because they don't understand this concept, are living paycheck to paycheck. It's like 95% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Despite a family that makes $100,000 a year, they're still living paycheck to paycheck. So, yeah. Regauge what you think a lot of money is. I am not a wealthy man. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just not stupid with my money. So I have a decent amount that is prepared to be deployed when and where I need it when the opportunity arises. We had a golden opportunity arise for us literally just a few weeks ago. This property that came on the market right next door. The price was high but manageable. And that's because all the properties in this location are extremely expensive. One of the best locations to live in the entire world is right here. I'm not exaggerating about that. It's got the perfect blend of cleanliness, high value people, all that stuff. Beautiful environment. It's just fantastic around here. So, think of it that way. You're trying to pool together your funds to be able to buy a property. And consider yourself needing to get a 20% down payment for that property. Maybe if you have 6 to 12 months saved up in an emergency fund, you can consider that a reasonably high amount of money, especially for a normal person. So that'd be $30,000 to $60,000. That's not nothing. But if you want to say 20% of a down payment of a property for a property in a fairly expensive area, then you can say that's a decent amount of money that you have saved up. But $10,000, $5,000, $1,000, that's nothing. And most people, I know this because I have family members like this, they see money in their bank account, they cannot resist spending it. It's just like a brain itch. It's there, I gotta spend it. No, you don't. No, you don't. So, regauge your perspective on what a lot of money is. That's what I got for you today. Love y'all. Peace.